Hey guys, in the build show today, I'm back visiting a house I remodeled 6 years ago. What you're looking at here is a gorgeous 1960s house that has the original brick actually as well on the front here. We did this pop out up here for a master bath, and this is a two-story portion. The house goes down to a one-story portion over here. Beautiful architecture here. We worked with local architect David Weber on this project, and we really remodeled the entire house. But we've got a new owner. They're actually about to buy this house. I've been meeting with them on a couple minor changes, but I thought this was a great opportunity to go back on a relatively recent build to see how the house looks 6 years later, what systems may I have done differently 6 years later, and what are a couple things that I'm seeing that, gosh, I wish I would have done that differently today. So let's go have a look. You ready? This is kind of interesting. When you first walk up, this is cypress. And honestly, I was a little worried about cypress moving on us, but this has actually fared pretty well. And you'll notice we did a kind of an outside corner, not really a miter here, where we broke the miter and we glued this, and shockingly, right here at the entrance, it's actually fared really, really well. The other thing that's fared really well is the stucco soffit. So this is all true traditional 3-coat stucco above us here at the entry soffit. So that's 3/4 of an inch of cement basically. And you can see it's smooth like a wall stucco. And boy, it's still looking great all these years later, 6 years later. All right, check this out. By the front door, we'll move the Amazon package. Custom front door that my guys fabricated. The door itself came from Maverick Door, which is a local manufacturer. But check this out, no sill, no sweep at the bottom. We've got a Pemco drop-down sill that's actuated by that pin right there. And when that pin engages, there's a sweep that kind of drops down from the center of the door. Not as energy efficient as a true sealed door that would have a sill, but for an architecturally significant house like this, really pretty. Come on in. This is the backyard. Original staircase in the house, isn't that pretty? Gorgeous. Remodeled with steel treads in there. And then let me show you this kitchen and hidden door area. It's kind of cool. A little hidden pantry space right here. This is kind of neat. So when you open that, it's into a butler's pantry. All right, y'all, the house is busy, so I don't want to be too obtrusive on this, but I want to show you this hidden door that we did a couple years ago. I probably made a video on it. I honestly don't remember. This is a 2014 build, but check out this door that I'm about to walk through. Totally hidden. Hard to tell anything's here. Check that out. Isn't that cool? It's got a couple Sugatsuni hinges down the side here. And then on the top, there's a dorma closer, which actually clicks to engage and holds open. And this goes to a kind of a guest suite. And when you hit it, it'll kind of softly close. But it's those Sugatsuni hinges back there that make it so nice. Okay, now on the nerdy side, something I did want to show you over here. This is the mechanical room for the first floor. And this was when I first started using kind of Mitsubishi HVAC equipment as a standard. So this gray box right here, unobtrusive, doesn't even have a sticker on it, is a Mitsubishi upflow system. You can see it's upflowing into this plenum above. And man, it has been money. My clients have raved about how comfortable and how quiet this house is. Around this time is when I really started using them as a standard on all my houses, and haven't looked back. This is another piece of equipment. I love that I actually wrote down the install date. If you can see my shadow right there, a little Sharpie I put installed February 2014 as we were finishing the house. I put my sticker on there so that a future owner would know that I built the house. And I gotta say that A.O. Smith Vertex has kept up real well. They had 3 teenagers in this house for a long time, never once ran out of hot water, even with a big master tub. Architect did a great job on the details with this modern house, but not doing crazy expensive. For instance, no flush base A lot of houses I do that have really big budgets, we'll actually inset this base so it's flush. In this case, it's prowled, and then we switch to almost like a 1x2 leg around these doors. Here, if you turn around, you can see it right here. Little 1x2 jamb with a 1x4 head. Just one of those small details that didn't cost a lot of money, but looks really, really nice. This is the guest bathroom right here. Just a great, nicely finished, not super expensive bath. The other thing you'll notice on this house is these floors run everywhere, inside to out. This is a Luder's limestone floor, and boy, they're beautiful. Hard to care for though. Luder's is very soft and very porous, but if you maintain them and you seal them on a regular basis about every 2 years, beautiful floor, very, very soft. Now we're slab on grade, so we've got a concrete slab underneath us, and then on top of the concrete we used a isolation mat. Schluter makes a product that has an orange dimple like an egg crepe material called Ditro. We put that down so that we wouldn't transfer any cracks from the slab onto this, but this is an uninsulated slab. Let me show you a couple other details in here. I didn't want to be too obtrusive on the house tour, but let me show you a couple cool things in the back of the house too. Check this out. These beautiful windows and doors. We basically fabricated all these windows and doors ourselves on site. So like if you look there on the left, that looks like a sliding door, but actually that's fixed. This panel of glass goes all the way down into the floor on that panel. And then this door here is a pivot opening door. And then again, the other two are fixed. Brick is original to the 60s. And one of the big reasons why we were able to do that is these giant overhangs. You notice the house has like 6-foot overhangs up front. We did not have any weather barrier or air barrier to speak of behind the brick. But because we had giant overhangs, we had no issues, no rot. We were able to do what we needed to on the inside. Again, more cypress upstairs. And if you look closely, this section that only has a bit of a 2-foot overhang up there has had some movement, but because it's in a secondary zone, you can't see it as well. It's done okay. Interestingly enough, copper gutters and copper caps on the house. So we actually removed the gutters and removed the caps when we did the roof. We put a new TPO roof on the flat section here, a new metal roof up top. We reused all the copper and put it back on. So that copper, even though it was 50 years old or so when I did this remodel, actually more than that, it was almost 60 years old probably, still was in great shape and worth a lot of money. So we put those caps back on. But I've also got a 10 kW solar array on this top roof right up there, hidden from view. So we're not quite a net zero house, but we're real close. And now that we're outside, check this out. Listen how quiet this Mitsubishi system is over here. I've got 2 units outside feeding 4 zones inside in the house. It's cranking. It's probably 90 degrees here at 4 o'clock. I'm sure these are running almost to full capacity. And yet, can you hear that? Incredibly quiet, isn't it? I can have a conversation with you. I can talk in a normal voice, not even a loud voice, but a normal voice like this. And those things are just humming in the background. Now, I do have a screen wall, but look, it's totally open air. I can feel the breeze from those horizontal mounted units. It's another big reason why I love the Mitsubishi equipment. Super, super quiet, not only on the inside, but on the outside as well. Okay, check this out. Somebody left the gate open. Let's close this. Let me show you this. Isn't that a cool design? A little pivot down the center here. So there's one pipe in the ground. And then this is just painted cedar, nothing super special about the wood. And it makes for a really fun screen with a gate. Isn't that cool? Come on through, let's go check out the backyard real fast. I don't think these are original garage doors necessarily, but they were here when we got the house. And they might be. I mean, these are like true solid wood paneled doors. And they've lasted really well. Again, we've got a big old overhang. Let's see if we can pop up to the backyard here. And this backyard's spectacular on this house. We're right in the city of Austin, real close in town. This is going to be the husband's office. There's also a pool bath in here. We've got a beautiful pool and an outdoor space back here. And again, you can see that those doors are hidden in between fixed panels. So we've got door on the end, fixed, door, fixed, door, with that inside to outside. This is the same looters that you saw in the kitchen a few minutes ago. But you can see one area that I wish that we would have been able to change. This roof above me here is a product called Polygal. It's basically a plastic corrugated cardboard style, which lets light in, which is wonderful. You know, you can see me in the light. The sun's coming through. But look up, you can see right here, it's trapping moisture in there. It's also getting my cedar kind of roof rafters wet back here. This section in particular, maybe a little hard to see with the sun, but it's trapping a bunch of moisture. We've been back several times to kind of caulk and do our best to keep the water out, but it's just not doing it. That's a real bummer. Now, you don't obviously look up at your porch every day, but if you did and saw this, that'd be a real bummer. Now, we originally had glass in the design from David Weber at his office. It got value engineered out, and this is what we did instead. And it's one of those things that I wish I would have pressed the clients on and said, you know, doing a plastic cover at a less than 1 in 12 pitch, just not a great lasting solution. And what's happened is we've come back a bunch to try and maintain it and caulk it and do this and that. And it's never worked quite right. We've always had a couple of drips every time it rains. I don't love that. I've told these new owners we should probably switch this to glass. But in the meantime, this is incredible outdoor space. Look how long this is. I feel like I'm in California, right on the beach somewhere. Killer pool. The pool actually has a hidden cover system that's underneath these slats right here that you can press a button, and because it's square, you can kind of see the tracker on the edge of the pool. It actually can totally cover the pool, so we can keep the leaves out. We can keep it safe from the kids. I really like that feature. Those pool covers that retract like that and are auto-retracting, they're expensive, but man, are they worth it. I think that from a safety standpoint alone, let alone from maintenance, that can be a really nice addition. Now, we're talking about doing an outdoor shower here with the new clients and an outdoor grill space and some other things. We've got a few things on tap, but I got to say, after 6 years, there's not too many things I would do differently on this house. You know, the design has really lasted, even though it's a fairly modern design. The house has big old overhangs, which is a huge umbrella on the house and has helped that exterior wood really last. Where we did value engineer some things, we could go back and change those. Don't have to do it right away, of course. But these new owners, I mean, they can really tell when you hire an architect and get a really well-designed house, and then you hire a good builder to really build it well and spend the money on good systems, good walls, good insulation, all those things. It really matters, and it does matter when you go to sell it too. I'll tell you, in Austin, Texas, where I am, when a house of this caliber goes up to be listed, the architect and the builder are listed right at the beginning. People want to know who is the original architect and who is the builder, and it really does make a difference in resale value. Anyways, guys, I really appreciate you joining me on this random walkthrough of one of my past clients. I always love to go back to these jobs and see how the house has performed and what I could do differently. And I love remodels because they teach me lessons about how to build new houses. Anyways, if you're not currently a subscriber, hit that subscribe button below. We've got new content every Tuesday and every Friday. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Otherwise, we'll see you next time on The Build Show.